Today we're going to show how you can take BlazeMeter test data and incorporate it in a Perfecto test. What we're going to do is we have our digital bank demo and the digital bank iOS app. And what happens when you click register, you are presented with a form that needs first name, last name, email, and so on and so on. So what we're going to do is we are going to have the test for, or the data for that test generated by BlazeMeter and then include that data in our test. So to start, we want to go to BlazeMeter and to create our data. What we're going to want is we're going to want to create enough data to handle these items, and we wanted to have be able to have 5 users. So we click on mock services, and then we click on asset catalog and service data. Make sure service data is available, and there it is. We're going to go ahead and put this in our add user service, which already has 2 other data collections, but we're going to add another one. So what we're going to do is we are going to say we want to add a data entry, which we will call add user 5. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to add data parameters from the samples. And first, we're going to do address. This will allow us to do, we go back to where we needed address, city, state, zip. Well, this will provide that information. So we're going to add that. So you can see those are now available as part of our data. Then we're going to want to add a few more because we also need things like first name, last name, email, and social security number. So we're going to add data parameters from the example called registration form examples. There's first name, last name, social security, etc. So we've added those 2 entities to our collection. So now here are all of the items that the data generator will create. So next, we go to data settings. It shows us the one line that will come, that is automatically generated. And we're going to say we need 5 rows of that. So there are the 5 rows that have been generated, and we can save those. So now that we've saved those, we need to save our data entity into our workspace. So we want to save to workspace. Add user 5. Now, at the moment, the only way that we can find the ID number of our data model is by making an API call into BlazeMeter. So we have Postman set up to do that. So let's go ahead. You notice here it says, go ahead and for my workspace, return the data model. So we do a send. And in our workspace, it's probably going to be down somewhere around in here. There it is, add user 5. So that is our workspace. There's the name of the workspace, and there's the ID of the workspace. So let's move this to the side a bit, and let's go to our script. So this is the script that's actually going to run the tests. Our API key and workspace are already entered. So what we need to do now is we need to copy the model ID, as we have here, and put that under model ID in the constant definition. So we have that. And we want to take the model name, which is add user 5. We will put that under our model name. And we will change the maximum number of users to 5 because we want to do 5 users. So now what we've done is we have in BlazeMeter created the data model, and then we've gotten the name and the identification of that model and put it into the Java code for running the test. And what will happen when the test runs, it's going to pull that data from BlazeMeter. And here's a loop, and this loop will take each of those 5 entries and put it into these several arrays, one for address, one for city, one for state, et cetera, et cetera. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see what data is in the digital bank right now. So we have a couple more Postman routines. The first one authenticates us to the server and returns back the, oops, and then returns back the authentication token. And then we do a get all users. And as we can see, there's the admin user, there's JSmith, there's NSmith, and that's it. So there's only 3 users in the in Digital Bank at the moment. So with that, we're ready to go ahead and kick off Digital Bank, or the Digital Bank add user test. Now, because because Digital Bank is located in the Amazon cloud, we have to use the Perfecto tunnel. So it's going to be setting up the tunnel and taking a little time. So we'll pause while that is all being set up. All right, now we're running, and we can see that the script is running, and over here it's filling in the address of the server, and we are now off to add user. So what it's doing now is it's pulling the data that it captured from BlazeMeter and is now starting to fill in all of the values that it captured from, or that BlazeMeter generated. Each time you run this, BlazeMeter is creating a different set of data. So this is not a case of where the data was created once and you're going to be reusing it. The way this particular test is structured, it's going to create a new set of data every time you run this test, which is good because the server won't accept more than one entry of the same user, specifically it keys off of the social security number. So we've added the first user, and now we're getting ready to add the second user. So again, while it's adding these users, we'll pause until it is done. And now we're just about done filling the form for our 5th and last user. Putting in city, state, the zip code, and then with that, hit submit. And we're done. So let's go back to Postman. Let's do that get users again. Now here are the original 3 users, admin, JSmith, and NSmith. And we have now added Joshua Charles, Roberto Souza, Kennedy Tyson, Jenny McAdam, and Alondra Hookles. So what we've been able to do is we started from scratch, created a data model that would allow Digital Bank iOS app to take data from that model and then use it to create users into Digital Bank. All of that without messing with any CSV files or anything else. And that's how you can use BlazeMeter's test data management to feed data directly into a Perfecto test.